All right, we got to talk about this one because it's a story. So I don't want all you Drake stands coming at me with the BS, man. You don't like it, click off the video. Anyway, so Method Man was doing an interview, and they talked about a lot of things, Wu-Tang and all that. But then one of the things they talked about was the fact that Drake had sent over music for the Wu-Tang Forever track that came out in 2013. So Meth goes into that and talks about, why he declined to be on it. And of course, the stands, they got to come at Meth. We'll look at some of those comments. Just stupid, man. Man could do what he want. He knew better. But let's check out the clip and we'll talk about it from there. All right, and as you can see, this is pretty much on hot hip hop news. Complex, Genius, they all posting it. The clip has been up
recently.
It says Method Man reveals why he and the rest of Wu-Tang Clan declined the opportunity to feature on Drake's 2013 track Wu-Tang Forever.
And on it recently turned anniversary was Nothing Was the Same by Drake. And on that album they had Wu-Tang Forever. Right, that's a song that a lot of people have debated about for a long time. There was rumors there was a Wu-Tang version with all you guys on it. We never really got your reaction when you first heard that record, and
I like Drake.
Yeah,
I like Drake.
Stop the cap.
I think he's a dope artist.
I don't know, man. That didn't seem genuine enough to me. Let's hear it again. I don't know, Meth. You don't sound like you really like him, man. Now, let's hear it again, one more time.
I like Drake.
Yeah,
I don't know. He looked like he was fighting back a smile or something, like he ain't really mean it. Let's look again.
I like Drake.
Yeah.
I don't know. That wasn't sincere, man. Let's keep going.
Drake.
Yeah.
I like Drake. I think he's a dope artist. He puts out some great music, obviously, or else he wouldn't be as big as he is. But when he sent the record, we were overseas. He did send the record. And, certain brothers was trying to write to it and shit, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't like it.
That shit out of it. Now the track itself back then, so it was all right. It wasn't all that, honestly. I remember always thinking, like, when I heard that joint, I remember always thinking to myself, like, dude, you done disrespected Wu-Tang with this joint. Like, this ain't. Now I don't know how it would have sounded had they chosen to do the feature. But man, yeah, I just remember thinking back then, like, this is really not. I mean, even if you say he's paying homage, I feel like it wasn't a good job, if that makes sense, right? I wouldn't like liken it to how Wayne used to pay homage to a lot of MCs and shit like that, using their beats and everything. Not for that one, man. Nah.
I didn't like I was like, what does this have to do with Wu-Tang? Sitting there and I'm like, I don't like it.
That shit is fucking trash, dog.
I didn't like I was like, what does this have to do with Wu-Tang Forever? And I'm not questioning his artistic ability or anything. I'm just saying, for my taste, I was more or less like, I'm not getting on that.
Gotta know who you are, man. Stay true to yourself no matter what, right? And mind you, this was back in 2013, so this wouldn't have necessarily been the Drake of latter years as far as how big he was, but his name was still ringing bells. If they was just clout chasing, looking to take advantage of an opportunity, whatever, they would have sold out like a lot of these other artists do. And so this is one of the things I got to say, and this ain't even to say nothing negative about Drake per se, but I got to give props to Meth and them for at least staying true to who they were as a group, who they were as Wu-Tang. And it's not like, oh, yeah, this is one of the hottest MCs coming up, man. He can get us a lot of visibility. Like, there's a lot of things that they could have said to justify getting on that track. But instead, they wasn't willing to sacrifice that. So, you got to give some props to that, because we know, and we've seen that there's a lot of people out here, man, that's willing to do whatever for a few shekels. If it means getting on the track with Drake, at least at that time. I don't know about now. I don't think the Drake fell. I'm with top 5. The Drake feature ain't what it used to be, Bill. But yeah, let's keep going.
Feels like a lot of artists at that, especially at that time, it wouldn't, turn down the opportunity to be on a record that big.
Well, no one knew it was going to be that big. No one knew it was going to be that big. I mean, as far as a big artist, when you become jaded when you've been in the business for a long time. So
especially
Well, yeah, you know the shit. Wu-Tang, man, they came out in the 90s, right? What was it? What year was that specifically? Wu-Tang. 93. Shit. It's crazy, yo. That's crazy. So Wu-Tang, by the time we get to Drake in 2013, man, they done seen it all, been through it all. They know what worked, what don't. They solidified, man. They solidified in the annals of hip hop history. One of the best groups ever. Meth done already. He had already had his own successful albums, been in movies, had his own form of success. So none of them really needed the quote unquote Drake stimmy. They could have done it if they was all about just, you know, the same thing that Drake was about, really, right? The same thing he could see. And let's be honest, this is Drake trying to ride off the Wu-Tang name. Now, yeah, he still made the track, but he was really trying to ride off the Wu-Tang name. Some people saying he was paying homage, and I don't got nothing wrong with paying homage to older MCs and even trying to get them to feature. But we making these comments based off of behavior that we've seen over the years now, up until now. That's what this is based off of. Because if he was a solid dude and none of that had happened, we wouldn't be saying it that way. But yeah, man, since 93, shit. So you talking about they had already been in the game 20 years by the time Drake sent that offer for them to get on that song. 20 years in the game. Yeah, you gotta have some self-identity by that point, man. Got to.
As far as a big artist, you know, when you become jaded when you've been in the business for a long time. So
especially
for me,
y'all.
Right. So for me, it's like big artists are not.
If I'm not feeling it, I'm just not gonna do it. Okay. All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir.
Standing on business. Standing on business.
I'm standing on business.
No, shout out to Meth though. Shout out to whole Wu-Tang for staying true to themselves, man. And that ain't even necessarily a knock on Drake or nothing like that. But let's check out these comments. Translation equals you're whack. I mean, the way he said I like Drake, I don't know. I think you might be right, man. Such a good song, though. Method Man can do no wrong. Carry on. Facts. Wu-Tang Forever by Drake clears anything Wu-Tang ever put out by the... Stop it.
No, nigga. No.
Stop it, Mr. Odo. Stop it. This dude. Well, let's see where Mr. Odo's based at while he talking this dumb shit. Okay, he based in the United States. He might be using a VPN though. Mr. Odo kind of crazy though. Mr. Odo kind of loco. That statement. I swear Drake fans are closer to Baby Shark fans than they are to any hip hop. Baby Shark. Do 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 do. Now I'm gonna associate that noise with crazy Drake fans. Not all y'all Drake fans, but y'all crazy ones. Do 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 do. Shit. Oh man. Somebody said, dude, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Facts. Sometimes your ego and pride make you miss out on your biggest blessing, but maybe they were well off. I don't know. Nigga, that was not gonna be their biggest blessing. They tripping. Dude said, damn, y'all dismissing the hip-hop legend like he's the help. This is why folks don't take some of y'all seriously. Exactly, man. Exactly. Y'all love putting Meth on a pedestal like there weren't others in the group. We know Method Man is successful. This song would have done wonders for the others in the group. They don't need them. That's the whole. See, this is where a lot of these fans start losing people. Like, bro, Drake ain't making everybody like that. You talking about people who have been in the game for 20 years. What the fuck was being on that song gonna do for them that they didn't already accomplish in their career at that point? Stop it, man. Stop it. The only thing on that record that had anything to do with the Wu-Tang is that he borrowed the sample Machine Gun Rap for All My Niggas in the Back. The record itself was not a Wu-Tang style song. Exactly. I like Drake as a person, but I've only heard one good Drake song, his first single, Best I Ever Had. I think 90% of all music over the last 15 years is mediocre though. This is just a bad era for music in general, so I can see why Wu-Tang didn't want to be associated with that. This was some real shit. Most of you fanboys be so fanned out, but other ninjas know real music. This boy Drake came in the game crying over records, wasn't no hardcore tracks, and he's so damn overrated. I mean, let's just be honest, man. We're gonna stop right there. It didn't fit the Wu-Tang brand, and I'm glad that they had enough identity to realize that, to notice that, and to not feel like some of these other artists, to get that feeling of desperation, because for a lot of them, it's just desperation. They're desperate to be relevant again. They're desperate to maybe be number one again. It's just desperate. And then people can see that. People can detect that. And then you do something like that. It don't work out. And then what? It's just like, no, we good on our own, fam. We good on our own. And it wasn't even like he said, I ain't like it. And it wasn't even that it wasn't a fit. He said, I ain't like it. Nah, that ain't us. That ain't what the 36 Chambers is about, man. It ain't what it's about. And it's facts, man. How many artists would have turned down that opportunity? Or how many artists would have taken advantage of that opportunity? And I don't even know if I want to call it opportunity, because is it one of the things that a lot of you fans of Drake got to do, man? Y'all have to stop acting like Drake is making careers like that. And like anybody who doesn't like him or turns down a collab opportunity, as like in this case, like that's a bad thing. Like a motherfucker can't stand on their own. Like a motherfucker can't. There's people got all sorts of success without him. So that's what kills me about the whole argument. Oh, he made Kendrick and he made this person and he made that person. How many of them people, and this ain't counting Kendrick, but how many of them people still got a career? Yeah, okay, they got on a track. They might be making some residuals. They probably made some money at the time. How many of them still got a career at this point, though? I mean, let's be for real. How many got a career? Kenny really didn't get a lot out of that little collab with Drake. Not a lot, for real. And it sure as hell didn't have, it had very little to do with where he's at now, and everything to do with his skill as an artist. Everything to do with his skill as an artist. Because without that skill, any collab, any tour that he would have went on, none of that would have been matter. Would have mattered. It would have been a flash in the pan, right? Yeah. So, you know, shout out to Method Man and Wu-Tang for staying true to themselves, man, holding it down, saying fuck Drake. That shit was whack. We don't want to be on that shit. That's really what he was saying. No, fuck that. You don't want to get on a track with that nigga. You crazy? And they might have known a little something about how you operate. They might know a little something about how you operate. Yeah. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. And don't be hating just to hate. Leave that to me. No. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one.